Big exciting news to start your new morning. It's early mornings LALATE. Boy, the toast is toast and the butter is butter. I'm here, you're here, and state stimulus checks are going out. State rent stimulus checks are going out. State utility stimulus checks are going out. And then we're going to see what's going on with Congress this week. Is Congress going to get that state stimulus, that congressional stimulus check going out? Bernie Sanders says, you will. Bernie Sanders says it's going to happen. Really exciting. I'm going to have all the details across the board. If you're in these states, get ready. If you're in these cities, get ready. And if you're in these counties, get ready. And if you're at the casino, you better get back soon because the check's in the mail for some of you. This is exciting, great news, and this is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Early Mornings LALATE, the 6:30 edition, the continuation after 6 a.m. The video right before this one went over the congressional stimulus check, the bill that Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley are using right now to get a stimulus check out this week. Then I talked about FPUC. I talked about FPUC retroactive in January, the $2,400 stimulus check for SSI and SSDI in January, and I also talked about the MSC stimulus checks coming in January from Joe as well. I touched a little bit, but in that video a little bit, but on this one I'm going to go into depth, the state stimulus checks, the state rent stimulus checks, and the state utility stimulus checks. So please subscribe. Please subscribe because no one's working around the clock to ensure that you get all these stimulus checks, because some of these are automatic, some of them are not, some of them are thousands and thousands of dollars, some of them are just hundreds of dollars. And ultimately, why are you going to be happy about a $100 check or $200 check when you could be having a $5,000 check? It's that type of exciting news that I'm ensuring that you get these checks around the clock, so please subscribe. Also, like this video. Over here is an instant premiere. As an instant premiere, you can check with our friends. And there's often a volunteer that jumps in the chat. There's often familiar faces. And as an early morning show that's been on around now for a few weeks, every morning at 6 a.m. and 6:30, you can chat as an instant premiere if you're tuning in at that time. Chat with the same faces and interact. And if you need any help or any guidance about something, there's always someone there to guide you along the way. And with that, there's so much happening this morning. So let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news that you see this morning is that there's so many stimulus checks now at play that it may get a little bit overwhelming for one person to keep track of. You know, a couple of weeks ago, you were just thinking about one stimulus check. Nancy and Steve, one stimulus check. Okay, now there's a lot of stimulus checks. And then ultimately, if you're only focusing on one, you may miss the bigger one that's actually available for you. In this video, I'm going to break them all down. Let's get to it. First, the congressional stimulus check that's being battled by Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley, that is $1,200 adults, $500 children. That check is a senatorial check that is going to be used to block anything that's coming from the House. I'm starting to see comments about what's happening in the House. Don't care what's happening in the House of Representatives, because Josh and Bernie are promising to block anything by ensuring that their bill for stimulus check gets voted on. Otherwise, they're not going to allow anything else get voted on. That's a congressional stimulus check. Then I also just talked about before this video about the multiple stimulus checks from Joe Biden starting in January and the $2,400 stimulus check for SSI and SSDI railroad benefits. But let's go back to local. There's a state stimulus check. Did you not know that? Did you not know there's a state rent stimulus check and there's a state utility stimulus check? And these are bigger checks. $5, $10, $15, $20,000. Let's go over each of them one at a time. First, state stimulus checks are now confirmed with a capital C. Confirmed. They're either sent or on their way or have been sent. Who's getting what? These are the states getting state stimulus checks. Residents of Minnesota, $500. Maine, $600. Colorado, $375. New Mexico, $1,200. Oregon, $500. North Carolina, $335. Houston, $1,200. City of Houston. City of Austin, $2,000. These are all confirmed. They're either mailed or in the mail or landing in your bank account or were already sent out. Then county stimulus checks. Jacksonville, $1,000. Orange, $1,200. Nome, Alaska. And then there's some pending. These are ones, when someone said, what does that mean by pending? It means it's not approved yet. I mean, there's a battle between your senators, your state senators, and your governor to get it done or not get it done. Pending means it's not yet approved, but they're trying to get it done. Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Delaware for the states, and then counties, Escambia County, Florida, Fort Worth, and Gadsden County, Florida. All really exciting, great news. So do you have to do something to get these stimulus checks? No, these you don't have to do anything for. Every stimulus check in every state is slightly different. It's too hard in any recording to describe the nuance of every stimulus check. In some states, you have to have this and that and this and those. In other states, it's for everyone of an income level or lower, just like the federal stimulus check. In some states, the stimulus check may have different routing times than a stimulus check in another state. Too much information to ultimately record in one video, but what I want you to know is that there are these stimulus checks. These are from your state. You don't have to do anything, and they're being sent out to residents because the governors are unhappy with what Congress has done. They want to give you state stimulus checks. All real credible, great news. Other states, yes. So other states are expected to announce state stimulus checks as they come in. I'll be announcing them on this channel. So please subscribe. Please go to the Funniest channel, subscribe, and hit the alert button. So when I find out about another stimulus check, like I found out the one about Austin, I didn't know about that. See, it's written here on my notes. One viewer told me about Austin. Then I'll announce it on air right then and there. Really exciting, great news. Again, you don't have to do anything to get those. Now, let's turn to rent stimulus. This is all really exciting. Rent stimulus, you do have to do something. You do have to apply for it. And the rent stimulus starts with rent stimulus from your state, county, city, and similar. Where is it? This is what I started with this recording 14 days ago. It's in your city hall, your city housing authority, your state housing authority, your county housing authority, and it may be the Alabama State Housing Authority, the Louisiana Housing Authority. In San Bernardino, it's at the San Bernardino County Housing Authority, San Bernardino County Housing Authority. Who knew? There it is. I'm telling you generally where they are. Now, what's important to understand is that we know of some specifically just announced in the last few days: San Diego, Nashville, Atlanta, Harrisburg. I think I covered them. Okay. Then we got the counties. Then we got the counties in Georgia, like Gwinnett and DeKalb. We have these counties and cities doing rent stimulus. Means you have to go and apply for it. So how much are viewers getting? Viewers are generally getting $5, $10, $15, $20,000. They're generally getting 3, 6, 8, 12 months of rent. This has been around a while, where I'm almost 15, 16 days into these recordings. So it's not going to be around indefinitely. If you're new to this channel, it may not be around where you are, but was around a few days ago. So places like Broward County, Miami-Dade, West Palm, Orange, I've detailed their stimulus, rent stimulus, for just weeks. Don't presume it'll be there indefinitely. Then utility stimulus. Where's utility stimulus and what is that? It basically is paying for your bills, paying for your utility bills, your water, your gas, your electric, and those are being paid across the board. So it's important to understand those utilities are being paid by the utility companies when you can't make the utilities. Now, how about privates? I always use the word private, and what I mean is I'm referring to nonprofit organizations that are paying for rent for viewers of this channel. Who are they and where have viewers gotten it? First, I'm going to go through each of the respective states. So get out a pen and paper. I'm going to go through certain cities sometimes, get out a pen and paper. Then I'm going to do the bigger ones that cover a lot of locations. These are people. First, I'm going to start with the states. In Mississippi, viewers have gotten rent from Mercy House, Home Savers, Salvation Army. In Philadelphia, there's a $4 million stimulus package coming out. In Indiana, they gotten rent from IndianaHousingNow.org, and also they got it from 211. In Las Vegas, they've gotten rent from Clark County Services. In Kentucky, they've gotten utilities from Community Action. In Pennsylvania, they've gotten rent from United Way. In New York, they gotten it from One Shot. In Michigan, they got rent from Salvation Army. In Arizona, they got rent and utilities from New Leaf. In Nebraska, they got rent from United Way. Some viewers got rent mortgage help from 877 Get Hope. Also in Mississippi, viewers have gotten rent from MSHDA, eviction diversion. If you're watching this video, you're like, wow, that's a lot. I didn't catch it. Don't worry. There's a toggle at the bottom of the screen. You can pull the video back it up, and hear a point. So if you just heard something and you missed it or were writing it down, toggle it back, toggle the back button, and then replay that section. Crossroads paid rent in Rhode Island to some viewers. Also in Rhode Island, some viewers got rent from the State Housing Authority. Really exciting. Some viewers got rent paid in El Paso by Project Bravo. In Texas by 2-in-1, they got routed to a company. And in Delaware, they got routed to a company. Viewers got heating oil paid by HEAP in some places. Really exciting. Then we have others that simply keep on coming out. Every night we find about some more from Purple Power. In Texas, I almost dropped the whole set. In Texas, viewers got rent from St. Mary Magdalene's. Viewers got rent in Kentucky from Community Ministries. In New Jersey, they got rent paid by United Way. Some viewers got rent paid in Ohio from Community Action. Some viewers got rent paid in Massachusetts for Interfaith Social Services. In Phoenix from TCDC. And that's what's really exciting. Now, you've seen all these sort of locations. You're like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of locations, but I don't hear mine. Don't worry. And let's say you've gone to the city, county, and state housing authority. You've looked, just like I just said, you can't find it either. Don't worry. Why? Because of two things. One, there's a series of very, very well beloved national nonprofits that are paying viewers rent in a lot of different cities and counties. They may be paying it where you are as well. Who are they? Here comes that list. United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Children's Charities, and St. Vincent de Paul. All really exciting. How about children's gifts? 16 years of age or younger generally. Lions Club, Toys for Tots, United Way, Salvation Army. Viewers have reportedly gotten gifts from that as well. Boy, so that's a lot of stuff. But if you look and you're still having problems, you're still confused, well, go to the community page. The community page of this channel, which is in the pinned comment of this video and of every video on this channel now in the last few days, it'll send you to news.lalate.com/community. Has a series of cute animals at the top of the page. And there you'll see 15 to 16 volunteers who are absolutely incredible. They're doing about 40, 50 cases per day, helping about 40 to 50 new viewers. And they're separated by Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So whatever platform you use, reach out to them quarterly. Also, yesterday I launched a new thing for viewers who simply are suffering from stress or anxiety during the holiday season. The volunteers are there to help you as well. Reach out to them for just someone to talk to. So going back then to all these stimulus checks, which is a lot to keep track of, which ones do you get and which ones do you not get, and how do you qualify and how do you not qualify? What's important to understand is that none of these checks cancel out. They're all complementary. So what I've been telling viewers, especially ones that say, I found something but I'm on a waiting list, or I got utilities for $335. But that's all I got. I'm like, wait a second, you're gonna get more. That's not enough. You need to understand that you qualify for everything until someone says otherwise. So you need to look at rent until you exhaust all your options. And rent is a lot of money. It's $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $15,000. You got to look at for utilities, and then you have to go to the stimulus check. You know what just came into my mind? I'll tell you what came into my mind. One of the volunteers said someone reached out to me to help get them stimulus. You know, they're in need, and the volunteer said, what type of need are you in? I need stimulus to go buy a PlayStation. Oh, Lord, that is not this channel. But needless to say, there are some people that, view stimulus checks in a certain way. I hope you're not that person. But yeah, stimulus checks you can use to buy whatever you want to buy. So you want to buy a PlayStation, go buy a PlayStation. But what's important to understand is that for people in need, I don't want you to focus on stimulus checks first. And I'll tell you why. State stimulus checks, not federal stimulus checks. State stimulus checks. I'll tell you why. Because the number is usually smaller. It's usually $350, $700, $800, $500. Yeah, Austin has $2,000, but that's not a common situation for the state stimulus. I want you to focus on red. That's the big one, 5, 10, 15. And sometimes it's paired with utilities. And I ultimately want you to understand that the viewers who got the big amounts were viewers who I said, don't stop looking and don't hear negative nannies saying there's nothing there in that location. Tyrone, $14,000 in Massachusetts. I always use an example because he sent me the message. He said, you kept on saying, don't take a no for an answer. Keep on looking. I was getting a lot of no's in Massachusetts. I kept on looking and I got it. And then I've had a lot of viewers to say, you know what? I got 2 months. I'm happy with it. And I got utilities. I'm like, keep on looking. Maybe get even more than that. It's that type of spirit, this purple power. Big money across the board. Today, I'll have big updates about your stimulus from the federal government. Remember all these things. The federal government stimulus check, the multiple stimulus checks in January, the $2,400 SSI stimulus check in January. Of course, there's all those other things like hazard pay, which I'll cover throughout the day. And then we have all these state stimulus checks. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. Meantime, join me for the big major broadcast at 8:30 a.m. mornings LA that'll cover this and more. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and save LA for more.